The traffic department has been assiduously pursuing our Yuletide operation plan as set forth by our Commissioner of Police. And we are actually into the third phase of the Yuletide operation plan. And as we move into the end of year, which is the old years, and into the new year, we are going to assiduously pursue our operations plan by way of making sure that all public events and activities have a full complement of police officers detailed and attached to ensure the public safety. Now, at the traffic department, we have been doing quite a bit over the past couple of days, especially as it relates to our Yuletide operation plans with respect to ensuring there is full coverage along the public roadway and to ensure that there is general safety and compliance with the road traffic regulation. Just over the Christmas period, and I'm speaking of the 24th to the 26th December, we had a total of 26 minor accidents, most of which were fender benders. The numbers may seem a little bit high, and one serious accident. But I am pleased to report that the serious accident did not result in any major injuries to the persons in the vehicle. Now, our efforts would be aggressive in going forward as we close the year. Obviously, we want to ensure that public safety remains the optimum focus. And for this evening, with the number of activities planned for in and around St. George, I want to assure the general public that they would see a heightened presence of police officers deployed through the towns and in the suburbs to ensure that there is some level of coverage and act as a deterrent for persons who have ulterior motives. Some of the major activities on for St. George, obviously we have the activity of the end of year celebrations committee, or the New Year celebrations committee that is having that activity on the Carnage. The request is to have that lower section of the Carnage from Hughes Street going all the way back down to Hubbard's to be closed off. But bearing in mind we have business operations going on in that area, the traffic department would be putting in a temporary closure of that section of road from Hughes Street effective 9 p.m. tonight. Obviously, we don't want to infringe on the business operations, so we'll be working closely with the business operators in that area. Being mindful of the fact also that the bus terminus would be open until midnight, and we want to make sure that there is free and unfettered access to commuters and other persons using the public transport system. We'll be operating within that vicinity also, supported by the operations at the bus terminus. So for the Carnage, we would have both Central Police Station, a deployment from that station, and also the traffic department to ensure that there is full coverage in and around that area. Two of the more challenging policing efforts would be that of Genesis at Spice Basket. I am told that we can expect a large turnout in that area, and obviously the volume of traffic would be one that the staff would have to contend with. Suffice to say, this is also on the heels of the end of year, Old Year's night mass. We have about 3 churches in that area. So it's quite a bit for us to do, but nothing out of the ordinary. We have been pursuing those efforts for over the years, and may I say we mastered the whole operation schedule. So our deployment up at that end at Bolio would be heavily focused on traffic management, because there is sufficient parking space at the venue, which we hope that would accommodate all of the vehicles reasonably expected by the patrons attending the function. The big ticket item would be that of the activity at Port Louis. The Port Louis activity, we would expect quite a large turnout, and because of the congestion that has been experienced over the years, the traffic would be rerouted, and there is some special arrangements would be introduced to accommodate traffic flow there. For persons wanting to attend the activity at Port Louis and travel along Port Highway into Kirani James Boulevard, it would be a two-way traffic from Gleen's Garage all the way back up to Kirani James, the upper end of Kirani James Boulevard, that is up to the Reno end. But once you get down to Gleen's Garage, you'll be only able to facilitate one-way traffic going into Grand Anne's direction. Now, if you're going to attend the activity and coming in from Grand Anne's, the Belmont Top Road, as we know it to be, would be one-way going in, all the way up to that intersection that takes you down into Gleen's Garage. The other half of that road going back down to Paddock area will be one way in the opposite direction. We have the Pastor Simon Church will be having its midnight mass, and it's usually a grand affair also. And we have to cater for each and every citizen to their own undertaking on on New Year's night. So it's going to be an event where police officers again would have to be in and around, and it will be heightened police visibility, and it's going to be an engaging kind of environment where police officers will be seen outside, engaging the public and trying to create that level of ease that would be required, because you don't want to be frustrated going into an activity and having to deal with traffic issues and not being able to attend a function that you so aptly prepare yourself for. So we want to ensure that the general safety of commuters for All Year's Night, and we do anticipate the cooperation that we have received over the past couple of weeks from the general public. And I must say that the reviews coming into the traffic department, it seems to suggest that we are on the right track. And we want to thank the general public for the level of cooperation and for the continued cooperation into 2020. One might ask, what's about the introduction of the breathalyzers? And I want to take the opportunity to indicate that the breathalyzer testing, all the legislative framework are in place. I have had conversation with our Attorney General, and the rollout would be from tonight, from this evening, going into 2020. So persons can look out for police officers conducting those breathalyzer testing. Suffice to say that we want you to be responsible in your actions, and if you know you're going to drink, then don't drive, because I hope the use of the breathalyzers will be few and in between. And I say that on the backdrop that persons will be compliant and try to assist us in reducing the number of accidents caused as a result of overindulgence in alcohol and the impediments that can be created as a result of the use of alcohol.